and taking stock of the flock of storks that are thriving for the first time in living memory off the south coast. OK, it is 600 years since white storks were last established as breeding birds here in Britain. Habitat loss and hunting of them for food hastened their demise.
But a rewilding project in West Sussex introduced some injured white storks from mainland Europe in 2016. And 4 years ago, they began breeding, producing 4 chicks.
This year, there are 40, with the colony on the Knepp estate attracting migratory white storks too. And it's also seen some of its birds migrating to the continent. Sean Killick reports.
Soaring in the south skies, it's 600 years since white storks last bred in Britain. But here at the Knepp estate near Horsham, they hatched a plan to re-establish these once native birds, starting with some injured ones which couldn't fly and were brought over from Poland.
It took until last year to actually start to breed, and we were thrilled with the success. We had 3 chicks across 2 ground nests last year, and this year they've started breeding even more. On this nest we've got 4 chicks which are just 45 days old today, and behind them we've got a couple more nests in the woodlands here.
These ground nesters have acted as a magnet, attracting migratory white storks who've now joined them here and begun breeding too.
Every year there are reports of storks flying across the channel, looking up and down, particularly the south coast, but they won't go anywhere unless they can see other storks. So it's taken this long for us to start being joined by these migratory returns, which is thrilling. The adults will return back to the same nest year after year. They can be enormous structures, weighing up to a ton in places. What we need to start thinking about is the invertebrates, the beetles, the flies that actually live within their nests. And those nests have been missing from our landscape for over 600 years. So you get different birds nesting within the bottom of a stork nest. You get house and tree sparrows, even parakeets, different finches in some areas. The best bit is getting reports from across the county and beyond of people seeing storks in different environments. It's really lovely. If you're kind of looking at the sky towards August, that's when they go off to migrate, typically at the end of August. So they are exploring along the south coast. They then go off and migrate and return in February, March time. We might very well start seeing storks nesting away from this site and in different habitats, and potentially, like we see across the continent, even on buildings one day, perhaps across anywhere in Sussex and hopefully beyond.
So keep your eyes out over the coming months for a special delivery of storks. Sean Killick, BBC South Today, Horsham.